Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
Would have really liked, I think Diablo missed that cannon right after that happened as well, so. Sad times, but at least getting the lane control that you're supposed to get with Varus and Poppy into the Rakan lane as a bit of a 3v3 though.
Yeah, or it's just a 1v1 and then a 2v2 as now they're looking to try and turn it onto Smash. That is the kill going over though as Smash does go down. Carrier unable to get in front or stop anything there as the flash from Owner and he cannot follow Raptor as Faker goes in and will be able to finish off the doggo. A little bit aggressive to then go for the crab, but Faker investing the flash. 2 for 2 in.
Okay, rough around the edges, but he's so incredibly young. He's got so much time. As Kellen goes in again.
High value Q there, landing onto both of them. Does get the arcane shift out of Smash as Diablo sidestepping everything ever. And just walks past Carrier, going aggressive, finds the Blighted Quiver, and Smash taking a lot of damage there. Of course, this is the lethal tempo variety of Varus, but Diablo is playing up so incredibly far. That is a brilliant flick here from Vikla as Raptor just immunes the Emperor's Divide, and Faker having to deal with a big old wall. And he has no flash, he has no way out, and that is Vikla answering the kill that he picked up earlier, and Raptor even getting
here. BNK really snowballing this game incredibly well.
Yeah, look at Diablo, just frontlining, trying to stop Carrier from being able to do anything. He flashes, will be able to charm up the Varus, but where's the follow-up? The cast will come in, but it gets Diablo to relative safety. Now he's trying to get some auto attacks across as now Owner goes in. Does have the safety of the Crescent Guard as Carrier dives forward once again. These health bars are so low and Smash is now on the board. There is the pickup as Clear dives in, and he's gonna have to get immediately back out. There's the T1 team fighting, and I think we're gonna have this point in time. Raptor thinking about rotating over as the Dragon's up as well. There are plenty of objectives to go for, but there are feats of strength going over to BNK as first turret goes down. Second is soon to follow. It's Faker also going down extraordinarily low and taken out here by Vikla on the top side of the map. This is 6 grubs at play, but it should be back relatively quickly here, so Keeper's Verdict not really finding the value that they really want. It looks like T1 with control of this at the moment. Raptor gonna have to get out. And Carrier still holding onto the quickness. BNK, I think intelligently, just playing for the side lane. Clear going to be able to take down this turret. And they lose the third.
Over. I don't know if T1 could stick this, but they at least get a TP out. Doran, though, has to match.
Yep, there are teleports coming in from everywhere as Kellen doesn't have his ulti up. Finds a heroic charge, though, onto Carrier, trying to get him out of there as it is going to be the Otacon. Secured by the Xin Zhao. And he's also trying to take down Raptor on the back end, who gets a whole bunch of health back. And they're just sending them home as quickly as possible. Smash right in there, but Kellen finds the heroic charge. It's just not quite enough as Vikla, with a big old shield, is going to say goodbye, Mr. Smash, and there's a seismic shove. Good sidestep from Doran, but that's a turret, buddy. That ain't gonna work. And Diablo's like, I got Shelly.
Diablo is Kellen's support here. Ends up taking Smash out just barely, and then Doran just sits under turret. Is over here. Doran again.
In the meantime, Diablo is gonna get cast in, and now Raptor in a bit of trouble as well as T1 like a freight train moving down this mid lane. Just not quite enough to get them any more than the kill onto Vikla and onto Kellen.
Can they
trade it? I think we missed one of those.
Can they trade it for an inner? Looks like the answer is yes. There's just no
6 grubs, Wolf. Yeah. 6 grubs.
These Fakers down here doing some damage to this one, and I don't think Vikla can clear this wave fast enough, so they will still pick that one up as a big old trade of turrets. But because this Jax has 6 grubs, because Clear is so massive in this game.
Yeah, I think as well, I think the Keeper's Verdict has to be good and the wall has to be good. Yeah. Because Diablo needs space to be able to get auto attacks down and they without just being, you know, caved in on by T1. As in goes Raptor looking for an angle. There's that Keeper's Verdict we were talking about, but it will be cancelled. Counter-strike onto Carrier, who does have the quickness running, but he's on the steadfast presence at the moment. Doran finds the angle, but he's going to immediately get heroic charge. Goes Golden, trying to stay alive as Faker on the flank. He's able to lock down the doggo, but look at Diablo popping off, going nuts in the back line, and Smash not going to be able to stand up against this Varus. Sitting at below half health.
Really turning this into an extended fight.
This is going to be a 5v4 though. It's in goes Kellen before anyone even arrives, and the seismic shove's so good. Smash locked down, and now Faker realizing that he has to make the master play. He takes down the Poppy, but I just don't think it's going to be enough as Raptor, he is going in. The bleed not quite going to be enough as Owner is still there. I think the Dragon should now go over to BNK. But man, what is it with the T1 series this week, Wolf?
It's just been so close. When people would argue they shouldn't be, but BNK really running away with this one in a lot of ways here. His positioning has been so good.
Oh, scoreline Steven over here.
Oh, I mean, come on. He's had some fantastic positioning.
No, he has. He's been absolutely...
Like his outplay on the Faker earlier.
I think I'm just really proud of Kellen. As Vikla, he's going in. Seismic Shove doesn't quite land here as Arcane Flash over the wall as Carrier into that backline finds the quickness, but there's not a lot of follow-up. Still the rest of T1 able to pull themselves back together. No one dead on the back end. Still, that ward position is really bad for BNK.
Faker does have an arm guard for this fight.
Right. They're going to get spotted, but he flashes on top of Smash. Raptor going untargetable, flashes on in as well. Smash going down low, but he's not dead just yet. It's only Kellen that's caught up to him and needs another auto to be able to take him down. There's the cue to finally find it. The rest of BNK trying to dive on top of Faker as it's a 1-for-1, but support for AD Carry. I think BNK would take it unless they can kill Clear, who finally finds himself out of position. Seismic Shove as also Doran's in trouble, but he has the Zhonyas to keep himself at least alive for now.
Baker used his teleport so he can't back and TP back. I think they're very aware of that. They're just going to stick this dragon, take it out.
I think going for a smite fight against Owner is something you don't want to do. Doran has teleported in. Do manage to get that cooldown. Certainly going to be an important one here as there's a flick onto Carrier. If they explode the Rakan, things could be a problem, but Chains of Corruption not enough to lock him down.
Still, he's incredibly low now.
Oh, Vikla out of position here. He does have to flash to avoid the explosive cask. Doran going to have that one up very, very soon as well, as Vikla's not done yet. Wants to throw down the wall as everyone gets over. Smash still standing forward. Arcane Shift invested, but we'll have that one back as well.
It's just such an incredibly hard composition to lock down with a wall or with anything, with how mobile it is.
Yeah, you really have to have a follow-up after the attempted engage if you want to get anything done. Level 16 here for Smash. That True Shot Barrage starting to hurt. There it is onto Vikla. Fair bit of damage there. The backline goes Carrier. Vikla in so much trouble, but he has the Seraph Shield, and he's able to weather the storm. Now Clear getting solo altered from Faker, and Clear still wanting to find the angle. They get on top of Smash yet again. They'll trade the Jax for him this time, although they don't finish off the Ezreal. Chains of Corruption doesn't land as well as Diablo. It's going to have to find Doran. There's the hail of arrows, and he's going to need to stand his ground, and it does not work. He flashes, trying to get out. He kills Faker, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? Vikla's still alive, but he's the only one, and T1 will take the Baron.
And it's the first death of damage he has pretty consistently done these fights. I think you were like, I've got enough damage items, you know? Defensive sounds good.
Let's try and keep ourselves healthy. There's a flash in from Kellen once again. And Smash finds himself in trouble. Clear getting into the backline. Faker goes golden, but it means he can't help. Still, Vikla's going to get taken out. Raptor diving on top of the Azir, but Faker's just going to kill him. The doggo's dead. Down goes the Rakan, but that doesn't matter. T1 with Baron now have got 4 on the floor, and it's only Clear that can try and help out, and Doran's even going to deal with that problem. Using that Zhonya's just because he can.
Faker still has Baron buff, of course, so he's just going to TP bottom. They're trying to turn this into a double inhibitor play here, potentially. I think maybe just go mid, and they just realize that's probably the better play, because there's 30 seconds left on both these damage dealers. This game looks like it's about to end as Doran's denying Clear from returning home, and I think T1 have done it.
Yep, T1... I think, you know, it was a difficult scenario throughout most of this game as Clear is going to miss the flash and then just says, well, the game is over anyway. The Nexus will get taken down.